Hello, this is Francis Herdis. Do you have what it takes to be a superhero? That's the topic of today's video, and welcome. I hope you can hear me and see me okay here. Feel free to comment in the chat box if you're on here live or in the replay or even in a watch party. And to start all of this, let me ask you a question. Do you do something that's really just fun for you? Something fun where you laugh, where you enjoy yourself, where you can relax? Do you do something like that at least once a day? So you can just unwind yourself and not stress yourself throughout the whole day, but really enjoy in between. Well, for me at the moment, I love to watch the superhero movies, and there are different ones, different modern ones, and I know some people or there are many people who read superhero comics or books. Whether you're a book reader or comic reader or you love to watch movies in between, I love the superhero stories because they show us so many of the qualities we can have in our daily lives. And in this video I'll show you the 4 most important qualities of these superheroes and how you can awaken them in your own life, because you don't have to have like a super muscle strength like Captain America has, or you don't have to transform into Hulk to have superpowers, but I'll show you the 4 most important qualities which are really human and which really define your very best qualities within yourself. So yeah, first of all, do you do something fun every day? Something where you laugh, something where you relax, and something where you just enjoy yourself? Feel free to keep commenting here in the chat box while I go through the 4 qualities. Let me know what you think of them, and maybe you have a few additions to that. Just let me know, because I'm really interested on your view on that, because I just enjoy watching them and I thought, okay, there are some superpowers in each one of us. So the first thing is the first quality of a superhero or superheroine. I just talk in the hero form, but I mean men and women. The first most important quality is that every superhero has at least one superpower. Be it muscle strength, so you can fight every enemy, or you have the wits, you are so intelligent that you can always find a solution to something, or in the hero movies, on the hero stories, some even have telekinetic or the ability to read the mind or to influence the mind of other people, of course in the science fiction movies. But the question really is, how does that apply to you? And just ask yourself the question, what are your 3 main qualities? What are your 3 best qualities? What is it that people come to you for? For example, your friends or your family. Are you a human being who's very patient and you can really wait for a long time or be patient for a long time so that things really get to blossom and bloom? Or are you a super strong person? Or are you technically very skilled and your friends, your colleagues, they always come to you when they have a technical question? Or do you have a big heart and people come to you because they feel that you are someone who can listen to them very well? What are your 3 super qualities? What are your 3 superhero qualities? And feel free to ask the people around you, because many times your partner, your kids, your closest family and friends, they can really let you know, they can tell you your 3 super qualities. Just ask them, what do you like about me? What do you think are my 3 main best qualities? And then broaden that circle and even ask the colleagues at work, ask your gym buddies or the people you do spend your time with. If you have a hobby, for example, just ask these people, what do you think are my 3 best qualities? What do you think defines me? Or what is it that you really like or even love about me? And you will see that some qualities will overlap, that friends and family say, and the people in a broader circle around you say. And then some qualities will be different. And from all of that, you choose your 3 main best qualities. And there's a wonderful exercise, a wonderful application you can do during 30 days, where you really strengthen your 3 best qualities. It can be that you're very patient or loving, or you're very skilled in a specific area, or you have a certain character trait that is unique to you, that people love you for. It doesn't even have to be unique, because we are so many people on planet Earth that there's certainly another person with these qualities, but the way in which you assemble these qualities is unique to you. And that's what the people around you love you for. So what you can do, I always do things in a fragrant way. And so here's a fragrant application you can do, because to strengthen the belief in yourself, because many times the superheroes, they just get aware of their superpowers when they face the greatest challenges. when they face the greatest enemy, when they face the greatest battle, in that moment they really become aware of their superpowers. And many times in our lives, when we go through challenges, or when we have something difficult in front of us, that's when we develop our best qualities. Or we really get, how do you say that? We go through like an exam, and we are really tested. That's the word. We are tested if we really have those best qualities, or if they just like a facade, and if we really have incorporated them within us. So here's a fragrant application that you can do to strengthen the belief in yourself. And it's a very woodsy essential oil blend. I always do things in a fragrant way, because via the sense of smell, you don't have to think about it. You don't have to think long or at all. You just apply a drop and let it take its effect through your limbic system and also through your cells' consciousness. So during the 30 days, if you want to strengthen the belief in yourself, you apply this blend. It's called Believe. What a name. You apply it here on your spiritual heart and on your shoulders, and if you wish, also on the soles of your feet. And this is a very good blend to really reinforce, to really strengthen the belief in yourself, because many times also the superheroes, when they face their greatest challenge, every story, it develops, it has a hero's journey in it, in those hero movies. And many times when the hero is tested, he or she doesn't really believe in his or her abilities. But the moment one believes in the abilities, when the hero wakes up and realizes how much power, how many good qualities are inside him or her, in that moment everything changes. In a battle scene, or there's different battles we fight nowadays. Not usually in a war battle, but we often battle the thoughts in our minds, our emotions, or certain situations. And the moment we believe in ourselves, that's the moment where everything turns around. So yeah, do this 30 days in a row, every morning and every evening. And while you just smell it, it really helps you to believe in yourself and to inform your cell's consciousness, every single cell, and your whole consciousness and subconscious. It really imprints these 3 best qualities on it. The more you repeat it and the more you focus on it, the more you really live it as well. So in the first step, it's important to find out what are your 3 best qualities, And then every morning and every evening, together with the belief application, you can really focus on these 3 best qualities. So that's number 1. What's your take on number 1? Do you have 3 best qualities, or do you only have bad qualities? Please comment here and let us know. And number 2, the second most important quality of the superheroes is that many times they have to prove themselves. They have to realize they have that strength or those abilities within them. So they have to go into the greatest battle. It can be an interstellar battle, it can be a mind battle, it can be an emotional battle, but very often they go through a big test, which really tests their faith, their abilities, their superpowers, and from that test, the moment they realize which superpowers they really have and they can really use, in that moment everything turns around. Something that looked hopeless now turns around and the superhero comes and saves everything. And the same you can experience in your life. When you go through challenges, when you go through different tests in your life, the moment you believe in yourself and the moment you find that courage and those abilities within yourself, you can really master those tests that life gives you. And with all that, always be aware or be conscious of that you only get tests so big that you can take the next step. You never get tests where it would just kill you, but always hard enough to make you stretch, to make you discover new qualities within you and develop new strengths. And so strong that you can really overcome them and get out stronger along the way. So that's what the superheroes experience as well. And yeah, many times it's the same with your energy level. You often have the amount of energy that you need for what you wish to accomplish. If you're only here on Earth for yourself, you probably have also quite a small energy field just to sustain the energy within yourself. And if you empower millions of people, you have such a large energy field and you will feel much more energy within you because much more energy is needed to empower millions of people. So that's like a law of resonance as well. So are you avoiding the tests in your life, or do you go through them boldly and trusting that you will get out of them stronger, with more belief in yourself and with new skills and abilities? And do you have the strong belief or the strong faith within yourself that all the skills and all the things you need to master this test will come to you at the right time, at the right place? That's one of the beliefs that can really shape you. And to help you in that, to really strengthen the courage within yourself, whether you go through a little test where you have to prove on paper that you're worthy of a certain paper certificate, or whether you go through the real tests of life. There's one fragrance application which is very good for that. It's called Valor. And like the gladiators in the ancient times, you take a drop, apply it on your shoulders and on the soles of your feet, and then you just breathe in and out right before you go through that important test. It can be an exam, it can be a test you have in your life. Right before that, you smell Valor. And one effect it takes on you is that every smell you smell always has an effect while you breathe in and out on your olfactory nerve and on your limbic system. and it always connects directly to emotions, to your memories, and it can help you release, and it can also encourage emotions of strength, of courage, of self-confidence, just like the gladiators went into the battles in ancient times. And it also helps you to have the courage for all the daily little tests and little things. Whether you get very unbalanced emotionally very quickly, or you go through life like a rock, Valo can really help you in that. So do you avoid all the tests, or do you really keep on them? Do you really continue to be strong and continue to be focused and focus on the solution? That's quality number 2 of the superheroes. Every superhero is tested, goes through a very big test where all the superpowers and all the courage comes out, and which actually makes that person a hero. When they help a large number of people with their superpowers, with their intelligence, with just being human, then they are a superhero, and you can become the hero of your everyday life, of your family, of your clients, of the people around you. That's very easy when you remind yourself of your 3 best qualities every day. And you keep that courage, you keep that strength while you go through all the tests in life. Alright, the quality number 3 is a very important one, I think. Whether you aspire to be a superhero or not, the quality number 3 is that every superhero has a mentor. A mentor in one form or the other. Sometimes it's the person who created them, but very often in a hero story they find their mentor who helps them to believe in themselves, who empowers them to really develop the abilities the superhero needs, and also to prepare them for that big battle, for that big test. Do you have a mentor in your life who has already gone the steps, or who has already done what you want to accomplish? Do you have a mentor who guides you and shows you the next steps so you don't get lost for a few months or on the wrong path, so you don't just keep being busy and not really moving forward? But do you have a mentor who really shows you the right steps to move forward to your goal, to reach it faster, to reach it more cost effective, to reach it with more fun and ease? So that's very important, and every superhero has one. And then, in the more recent hero stories, I mean, the comics have been around for quite some time, I think, but then, in some hero stories, all the superheroes get together as well, and even form a whole group of superheroes, which at first, of course, there are a lot of clashes of the different egos, and that happens to us humans as well. You know, if you've always been the best in school, or the best at your hobby, or the best at something, then you may meet other people who are good at that as well, which really help you to grow further. But then, in the first step, like in the hero stories, the ego clashes and they begin to fight, and they have to fight out some things first before they can really work together. And if you have superpowers like the superheroes, that's quite a strong fight then. If one has a lot of muscles and the other one flies very quickly and the other one influences the minds of others, that's quite a big fight of the egos. But then the superheroes form a group in a few of the stories as well, and then they are almost invincible. Then they are the strongest in the whole galaxy, even. Not only in one place or on one planet, but even in the whole galaxy. So that's what I would call a mastermind group, where you really move towards a common goal, where you have a common objective, And each one of the members of the mastermind group, it's not a very large group, but it's a concentrated group of just a few people handpicked. And each person brings in their unique ability, and one may be technically very skilled while the other is not, but the other one is very quick physically, for example, and you know what I mean, the different qualities, and the whole group, they balance each other out and help each other out in these qualities. So that's really a mastermind group. So do you have a mentor in your life? Do you have a mastermind group in your life? Just like the superheroes? Because just to be honest, we cannot accomplish everything on our own, but behind every big success, there's always a whole team. Be it in sports, where you have super athletes, where you have superstars, there's always a whole team behind them. If you have superheroes, many times there's a whole team behind them. Who is that person in your life who is your mentor and who always encourages you, even in times when you don't even believe in yourself or believe that this is the right way to move forward? Who is that person in your life who always encourages you and strengthens you, and you always have their back? That's the quality number 3. And because that mentor very often guides you through the most transformative times, here's a very transformative essential oil application for that. And that's the oil blend transformation. I just absolutely love that. I found this particular application in a challenging time as well. You just take a drop of transformation and you apply it like an infinity symbol, because around the eyes, and you can even take a little bit more from your hand, right here and on your neck. You know, I was sitting in Hamburg at an expo, and the whole day there were so many people coming by, so many impressions, so many energies, so many conversations. So I was just sitting there and felt like I had a big cloud around my head. I was tired. I couldn't really think clearly. I was just exhausted. And in that moment, you know, when you connect to the plant spirits, or when you connect to something very deeply with your heart, then very often you get new ideas and new inspirations, and that's what happens with the essential oils as well. So suddenly there was transformation, and I was just applying it here and here and here, and then it felt like this huge grey cloud was lifting, and my energy was clear again. My eyes were clear again, not in a physical sense, but you know, sometimes when you're really exhausted, you just stare somewhere or you just almost fall asleep. And in that moment, I had the feeling I could see clearly again, I could think clearly again, I was in my full energy again. So that's what you can experience with transformation. And of course, that's very helpful when you go through transforming life situations, when you really want to see clearly the path ahead of you, and you don't just want to react to all the things around you, but you want to choose your path and head into that direction clearly. That's the oil application for the quality number 3. Alright, and let me know what you think of the different qualities. What's your take on that? Do you love superhero stories as well? Or do you never allow yourself to just have some relaxing movie time or book time or comic time? Alright, then we go to the quality number 4 of the superheroes, and that's as important as being aware of your 3 best qualities, is to be aware of your most important weaknesses. In which situations or with which people do you have a weak moment, where you do things you didn't really want to do, someone persuades you to do something for them. Or you get weak when a colleague asks you, hey, can you take on this pile of work? In which situations can you not say no? Or in which situations do you not say true to yourself and to your own ethics? What are your 3 biggest weaknesses? Every superhero also has a big weakness, because strengths and weaknesses are really 2 sides of a spectrum. And if you see the spectrum, for example, just to give you an example, when you become jealous of something or someone, that is one end of the spectrum. And on the other end is that you probably love to connect to people very deeply, and that makes you jealous when you're not. So when you're moving into the middle, into the balance, not being with people all the time, but also not being disconnected and jealous all the time, but you move towards the middle, towards more oneness and being connected with yourself and with your source, then you become aware that it's really only 2 ends of a spectrum, and you can balance that at any time. So it's very important to be aware of your weaknesses. The superheroes have to know, where is my weakness, so I can cover it, I can develop more strength in that area, so I don't fall for something when it's not the right moment. That's very important. And to balance the 2 ends of the spectrum, which you are on when you're talking about strengths and weaknesses, there's a wonderful harmonizing and balancing oil application that I do. And in fact, I've done it for years, for a couple of years now, just unconsciously, I think. I didn't really have a motive or an intention with that use. I just absolutely love the fragrance of this particular blend. It's called Harmony, and its fragrance is like a fresh flower garden. My heart opens up immediately. And what I found out just recently, I just use it because I love the fragrance, and I found out just recently that during my childhood and teenage years, my biggest weakness was that when something didn't fit in with how I was thinking about it or feeling about it, if something wasn't right or didn't feel perfect, I just exploded emotionally. For example, as a little child, I was going through a rough time when my parents got divorced. So my mom told me that at one time the blanket on the bed wasn't lying flat, but in a wrinkled fashion, so it didn't look perfect. So I exploded emotionally because I just couldn't stand that. Or it was even my pillow, but such a small situation. And then during my teenage years, I had one big situation where I also exploded emotionally, and I almost destroyed a relationship with that. So that was one of my biggest weaknesses. I know many people who got to know me in recent years know me as very balanced, and when I tell this story, people usually ask me, "What? You explode emotionally? I cannot imagine that. You're like the most balanced person." Yeah, and I just realized that since using Harmony for the last couple of years, without intention, I didn't have like the emotional intention, but it really attracted me. It really has a most beautiful fragrance for me, so I always take a drop and I always apply it on my heart chakra. And I just realized why I might be so attracted to that, because it balances emotionally so much that you open up your heart a lot more and you reconnect to yourself a lot more and to your true source. And that's the reason why you don't have to explode emotionally if you're one of those persons as well, but you stay in your own balance. You know you're connected to yourself, to your source, so you're not so much dependent on other situations or other people. So that was one of my big realizations when it came to weaknesses, which wasn't very pleasant to learn, but sometimes it's not, but then we learn a lot. And with Harmony, you can do a wonderful application, also a 30-day application. If you feel this is the area you wish to strengthen right now, then you can apply a drop of Harmony on the palm of your hand and apply it on all of your 7 main chakras. And then you can take your time, 5 or 10 or 15 minutes in the morning and in the evening during 30 days. And you really breathe in and out through your chakras. While you breathe in that harmony, that happiness, that balance, all these qualities. And while you breathe out everything that feels chaotic, that doesn't belong to you or your character or your life anymore. And you just breathe out these qualities. And you go through all the 7 chakras, apply Harmony on there first, because it really helps you to cleanse your cellular energy from all the negative programming and experience. And it helps to kind of reprogram or reinform, you could say, your cells with these new qualities that you breathe in. Because even much better than water, essential oils can carry the intention into your energy field. So that's a 30-day application you can do as well. And these are the 4 most important qualities of the superheroes. Do you have what it takes to be a superhero? Superhero of your own life, with your own unique strengths and weaknesses? And most important of all, to wrap it all up, you can rewatch it again if you just joined. Do you allow yourself to have fun every day, to do something completely fun, like watching superhero movies or just enjoying a relaxing time or whatever is fun to you? Do you allow yourself to do that every day? Or are you all tied up in your work or don't allow yourself a little fun around? Just as a little inspiration today. As always, I invite you to my website livefragrantly.com. You can find out all about those oil blends there and watch more videos and get the oils there and my new book as well. And now I wish you a lot of joy with these 4 qualities. It was certainly a lot of joy for me because I just feel the strength and the superhero qualities while I dive into that. And yeah, I wish you a good time diving into that. Watch from the start if you just joined, and feel free to comment on the 4 important qualities and what you think of them, and just enjoy. See you on my website or in the next video. Bye bye!